Hello everyone, I'd like to show you PhET interactive simulations. It's an amazing learning tool. Here it is, the simulations. There are a variety of simulations for physics and chemistry. I'm going to go to general chemistry and I'm going to show you this simulation called gas properties. Here it is. Let's see, let's move this a little bit for you. Okay. So you see it invites the simulation, invites the learner in. However, the teacher must be clear on what the learning objectives are. There are many buttons and tools in this program, and so the first thing that you can do is you can put a certain amount of gas in the box. You can either pump the handle, and so now we've put 143 species in the box. The other thing you can do is type in the number of gas particles. Now this tool is amazing in that it makes it easier to understand something very complicated, which is the kinetic theory of gases, the behavior of gases. Gas particles are incredibly small. They are randomly moving. They're full of energy. There's lots of space, lots of collisions, which actually cause gas pressure. So this simulation allows the student to safely experiment with quantities of gas, and there is a pressure gauge, there's a temperature gauge, there's even a way to add heat to the gas. So something that you could study is what happens to a gas when you heat it. Okay. So I put in 300 gas particles. Now this man actually can move and change the volume of the gas. Okay. But we want to hold the volume constant right now. And so when I click on a constant parameter, I'm freezing the volume of the box. If you wanted to measure the volume of the box, you could do that. Okay. This is in nanometers. So it's 7.2 nanometers across the box. I'll move that tool over here. And I have 300 gas particles in the box. Now the pressure gauge is telling me we're at 2.3 atmospheres of pressure, and right now we're at 500 degrees Kelvin. Okay. So what happens when you heat a gas that's in a box or in a can or in a tank? Let's see what happens. So I'm adding heat, and you see the heat is rising until and the pressure is rising until I'm over pressurizing the tank. And so for safety reasons, the lid has lifted, and now the pressure is coming back down and the temperature is coming back down. Now in real life, this is behavior that should be very carefully observed and understood. Okay, so again, what the teacher needs to be clear on is what the learning objective is for this. And this could be done over a number of days. Okay? So I can do all kinds of things with this volume of gas. I could also add more particles. Let's say I wanted to add additional particles. Well, you have to observe very carefully, because the pressure and the temperature are holding at 1.5 atmospheres and 300 degrees Kelvin. What happens when I add more particles? It looks like the pressure is going up. And so what's the relationship? And this is something that could be studied. Notice all these collisions are causing incredible gas pressure, more gas pressure. Have I doubled the number of particles? Yes, I have. What happens if I allow, well, the volume of the box to change? What happens? What happens if I increase the volume? Again, this can be studied. What happens if I decrease the volume? Again, I've over pressurize the system. And so these are all things that the teacher could ask. The student could experiment safely, and the student can actually come up with an explanation that would explain the relationship between temperature. What's the relationship between temperature and pressure of a gas? What happens when you heat a gas? What happens? It looks like the pressure increases. You could try to double the temperature. You could try to triple the temperature. These are just some examples, but again, the teacher needs to be in charge of the learning goals. The teacher needs to ask the questions, and this can all be studied, and the learning can be enhanced with this tool. So I hope you'll check it out. Let me just move this over. No, I can't move it over. Okay. There are other charts and advanced settings that you could try. So I hope you'll check it out. Thanks for watching.